Hello friends, my name is Jess and welcome back to my channel, Books Past Bedtime. So I really wanted to film and put this video out a lot earlier than it's going out, but life happens. I was supposed to have the 30th and the 31st off from work, as well as yesterday off from work. Today is January 6th. That just simply didn't happen. So better late than never, I guess. This video is going to be my January monthly reset as well as my January TBR. So some of my favorite videos to watch on YouTube are like monthly resets that a lot of lifestyle YouTubers do. And I know that Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte does a bookish version of this video as well. This video is definitely inspired by all of those content creators, but it's going to be my own kind of spin on it. I'm sure as the year goes along and I continue to do these, they'll kind of evolve, but my plan for today is to plan my bookish content with you guys. I kind of have it laid out for January, but because I'm getting kind of a late start in January with content, I'm going to kind of replan a bit and I will take you along with that. We're also going to go over my goals for January that are reading/booktube channel related or adjacent, and then we're going to go through and plan my monthly TBR based on videos and other things that I want to accomplish this month. That's the plan. Let's go ahead and plan out my content calendar first and foremost. I found this cute calendar template on Canva. It is part of the like premium package that I pay for, but there are free ones on here as well. I just liked this one. I thought it was cute. Last month for Vlogmas, I did post my content calendar in my like community tab, and I actually really liked doing that. And even though I definitely failed at Vlogmas, I feel like I might try and do this for the rest of the year just because I feel like it keeps me a little bit more accountable, and maybe you guys can like inspire me to put out the videos I say I'm going to put out if it's something that sounds interesting to you. So we're gonna make this calendar to put on my community tab. So like I said, today is the 6th of January, so I'm gonna try and put this video up tomorrow on the 7th because it's already in the afternoon, and once I edit and upload it, it's gonna be too late to upload today. So we're gonna do it tomorrow morning. I'm gonna kind of overload with content this weekend and next week just because I have Vlogmas carryover that I didn't post in December that I want to get out as soon as possible. So that is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy and paste these over here. I have my worst books of 2022 video already filmed. I just need to edit and upload that. So I'll try and put that out on Sunday. And then of course, if I'm putting out my worst books of 2022, I have to put out my best books 2022 naturally. I also am planning to do that video where you like review every single book that you read in the previous year in like a rapid fire one sentence kind of manner. So that should go up on Wednesday. And then on Friday, I'm planning to post my 23 5-star book predictions for 2023. All right, and then that should start my regular posting schedule for the rest of the month, which my plan is to post a video every Sunday and Friday because according to my analytics, that's what looks like the best posting schedule for me this year. So we're gonna try it out. I used to post or try to post Sunday and Wednesday, but I am going to shift to Sunday and Friday and see how that works. I feel like it might work better for me just in terms of getting videos up because I'm pretty good at getting like a Sunday video up, but a Wednesday video I struggle with a little bit. So maybe if I push it out to Friday, it'll be easier for me. I don't know. We can hope. We'll see how it goes. On the 15th, I have a book unhaul video planned, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in my goals because I have a goal that relates to that this month. On Friday the 20th, I have a come book shopping with me in NYC video to post. I actually filmed this in December, so it'll be kind of Christmassy, but it'll still be fun. So that's going to go up on that Friday. On Sunday the 22nd, I am going to be posting an Alexis Hall reading vlog because I have like 3 books by him that I need to read this month, so I thought that would be fun to throw them all into a vlog because he's one of my favorite authors, so I would like to highlight that. I think it would be fun. So that's what's going up that day. And then on Friday the 27th, I am actually moving the weekend of the 20th into a new apartment, so on the 27th I am going to be posting a bookshelf organization video, which should be fun. And then last but not least, of course, my February Bookish Monthly Reset and TBR will be released on Sunday the 29th. So that is my content planned for the month. I am pretty happy with that. Hopefully I'll be able to achieve it. Other than like next week, it's pretty standard and doable. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can stick to it. I really am trying so hard to be consistent in 2023. That is my plan. That is my goal. So hold me to it if you're watching this video, please. All right, now that my content calendar is planned out, let's talk about my monthly goals for January. So a lot of my monthly goals are derived from my yearly goals, and I haven't made any kind of like yearly goal video, so I'm going to share my yearly goals with you guys really quick right now, just so you kind of know where I'm coming from with my monthly goals. My goal for the year is to read 200 books This was my goal last year too, and I did not meet it. I read 194 books in 2022, so that's super sad, but I really think I can do it this year. I am confident that I'm gonna knock the school out of the park. So plan is to finally read 200 books in a year this year. So that's reading goal number 1. I also went through and cataloged my entire owned TBR shelf. Once again, I posted this video like last January, I think. Honestly, pretty similar. I haven't read a lot of books on there. And so one of my goals this year is to make a concentrated effort to read the books that I have on my TBR or unhaul them. I kind of would like to do what Chandler Ainsley did last year, this year, read what's on my shelf or get rid of it at the end of the year if I don't read it. This is kind of like a loose goal. I'm not doing it in any type of like organized fashion, but that's just generally what I'm planning to do. So to go along with that, I'm going to try and read 10 books from my own TBR each and every month. This should only be hopefully about like half, 2/3 of what I actually read, so I still have some wiggle room to read new releases, to read KU books, to read whatever I want, but I really would like to work through my own TBR. So that's the goal for now. Obviously that can count books that I haul as well, because I don't have any plans to like stop buying books this year. The third goal for the year is to stay on top of my NetGalley. I think I have about 6 books in there from last year or from 2021, some of them are. So I want to clear those out here soon. I have too many reading plans for the first couple of months, so that'll probably be more of like a spring project to clear that out completely. But as new ones come in, I want to be reading them in the month that they are released this year. Please, I hope I can do that because I really need to. I also really just want to make an effort to read every single day, even if it's just like for half an hour, because sometimes I have this mentality where it's like all or nothing. Like either I sit down and read an entire book in 4 hours or I don't read at all. And I really want to get over that this year and just make reading a habit, something that I do instead of like scrolling on my phone or like watching a YouTube video. I don't know. I just want to make more of a concentrated effort to make it a habit to read every single day, because even though I read a lot, probably only read like half of the days of the year last year. So if I read every day, there should be no reason why I don't hit 200 books, you know? And my 5th and final goal is just to keep up with all of my trackers. I really want to track like my NetGalley scores every month and my own TBR every single month and how much I'm reading, those kinds of things, as well as like my reading tracker. I'm pretty good at keeping up with my reading tracker, but yeah, I just want to be more on top of things because I think it'll make these videos more interesting, as well as like my monthly wrap-ups where I share my reading stats, keep those interesting. So I just want to stay on top of things. So those are my yearly goals. Pretty basic, nothing too crazy, but I just wanted to share them so you have some context for my January goals, which we can talk about those now. So the first goal, of course, is to read 10 books from my owned TBR. That should definitely be pretty easy this month. Once we get into my TBR, you'll see that they're all books that I am very excited to read and that are more newly hauled books, so shouldn't be any difficulty there. And then my next goal is to read 17 total books in January. In order to read 200 books in the year, I need to read 16 and 2/3 books every single month. If I read 17, that'll put me at least one ahead. Hopefully I'll read more than that. My like secret goal in the back of my head is to read 20. We'll see how that works out. But I would like to read at least 17 because that will keep me on track to meet my 200 books a year goal. I also want to post 10 videos in January. So I know we just went over my content calendar and there are exactly 10 videos on that content calendar. And I really want to put out all 10 of those videos because I'm really excited about them right now. And I know that if I keep pushing them off and keep pushing them off, I will not be as excited for them. And then I will not want to post them and I will not want to edit them and I will not want to film them and it'll just turn into a big mess. So I really would like to get all of those videos out this month. And I think in months going forward, I'll probably scale this goal back a little bit more, like 6 to 8 videos a month, but I want to be consistent and I want to post more content because I really want to grow my channel because it really means a lot to me. And I just haven't been super happy with it the last year in particular, and like maybe the last half of 2021. I've just been kind of in a content rut and I just want to make things I'm excited about and I want to be more excited about this channel. And I think posting consistently will help me see the results that I want to see. That's that plan. I also really want to be more consistent on Instagram. I used to be so consistent on Instagram and I really love it as a platform. It is like my second most visited platform after YouTube. I love seeing all my friends on there. I love interacting with people on Instagram. I just like it as a platform. I don't really care about growing over there per se, but I just want to be posting things on Instagram and keeping my Instagram like fresh and updated because I do think it is a great tool. So I have 2 like Instagram related goals. I want to post 10 total times on Instagram in January, so I need to get to it. I would like 5 of those to be reels and 5 of those to be like static posts, carousels, photo dumps, like things like that. You know what static posts are if you're on Instagram, but ideally that is what I would like to do. I also would like to like double post the reels onto TikTok and Facebook and maybe even Instagram or maybe even YouTube shorts. I'm not quite sure about all of that yet, but I do have reels pre-filmed, and I also kind of want to do like daily vlog type of reels because I don't really like to do daily vlogs in like YouTube content, but I think they're kind of fun on TikTok and Instagram, so I might kind of try and do like daily reading vlog things. We'll see how that goes. But I would like to post more on Instagram in January. And then my final goal is to make a Pango Books account. If you don't know, Pango Books is like a reselling website where you can both buy and sell your books. And because I'm doing an unhaul video on the 15th, I really want to make a Pango Books account and post all the books I'm unhauling. So if you guys are interested in any of them, you can purchase them from me. And that way I know the books I'm unhauling are going to a good home and going to somebody who actually wants to read them. And I also just think it seems like a really useful platform to have an account on. So I want to make an account. Hopefully I don't buy too much stuff on there because the goal is still unhaul books this year, but we'll see how that goes. That's a goal. That's everything I want to do in January. Now let's get into planning my TBR. So as I talked about, a lot of my TBR is going to be based around videos that I'm doing. So let's tick that off the list first. Of course, really the only reading vlog that I'm planning to do in January is my Alexis Hall reading vlog. So I have 3 books planned to read for that vlog. So the first book that I have for that video is A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. This is a historical romance with a trans female main character, which is super cool and exciting, and I believe it has the friends to lovers trope. I think it has her comfort in it. I should have read this last year, so I'm so excited to finally be getting to it, and I definitely will be in January. The next book I have is Paris Deliancourt is About to Crumble. This is the second book in the Winter Bakes All series, the first book being Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake, which I read last year and absolutely loved. This book follows Paris and Tariq as they compete on the next season of Big Expectations, which is a British baking show knockoff kind of thing. They are competitors on this TV show, but they have a little bit of romance as they go. I am such a sucker for books that involve queer characters and cooking. This very niche genre is very me, so I love this series and I cannot wait to pick this one up, and it sounds so cute. And last but not least, in that vlog I'm planning to read Husband Material, which is the follow-up to Boyfriend Material, and it follows Luke and Oliver as all their friends kind of get married and they are trying to figure out what the next steps in their relationship is. Boyfriend Material was, spoiler alert, one of my favorite books of 2022, and this one has such mixed reviews, so I'm so scared to get into it, but I'm hopeful that I will like it because I literally have never rated an Alexis Hall book less than 4.5 stars. So, alright, so even though that's the only video that I have to read for that's coming out in January, I have plans for February that I want to get on top of in January, so we're going to be doing that too. One of those is that I am planning to read the entire Last Hour series by Cassandra Clare for a reading vlog because the last book, Chain of Thorns, comes out at the end of January, on the 31st to be exact. So I am going to try and read the first 2 books in that series this month to get ready for that release to come out. So of course the books are Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron. I have not read either of these before. I've been saving them so I can binge the entire series once the last book finally comes out. So it's finally that month. If you didn't know, this trilogy follows the children of the characters from the Infernal Devices series, which is the second series by Cassandra Clare where it's set in Edwardian London, I think. So these are the follow-up to that, following the next generation. I really don't know a lot about it other than that, and I kind of want to go into it blind. Cassandra Clare has never let me down. I know that people talk shit about her books. I know that there's some problematic aspects, but these books are just like my angsty YA dream. Like, I love the characters that she creates. I love the world. I love the Shadowhunter world. It always just feels like a warm hug to be back into it. It was one of the first like fantasy series I really got into as a kid, and I remember reading City of Bones in 8th grade and just like being so obsessed. So I can't wait to get back into this world. I haven't been in it since I read the Dark Artifices series probably in 2018, so I can't wait for these. All right, and then in February, my long-awaited, I don't know by who, but by me at least, sapphic romance recommendation video will be coming out. So there are a couple books that I want to read in anticipation of that video. So let's talk about those really quick. First of which is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. This is a YA sapphic romance following Lily and Kath. Lily is a Chinese American and Kath is not, and this is an issue because this book is set in 1954. So not only does queer love have to be a secret, interracial love also has to be a secret. So these girls are dealing with a lot of hard things, and I think think they kind of find this like bit of oasis in the Telegraph Club, which is a gay club, stumble into one night. Would assume this book is going to completely break my heart and shatter me, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for a good cry. I haven't had a good cry in a while, so I'm so excited for this book, and I just have a feeling that I'll want to put it on that list, so I want to make sure I read it before I make that video. Same with Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane. The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane was one of my favorite books of 2022, so I definitely have super high hopes for this one as well. And I can't believe I didn't read this before Christmas, but I'm gonna finally read it this month. In this book, we're following Ellie. Last year at Christmas time, she met and fell in love with this girl over the course of a single day and never saw her again. But now, this Christmas, she's kind of down on her luck, so when her friend slash landlord, Andrew, proposes a marriage of convenience to her because I think he needs to get some kind of inheritance or something, and this is always also going to help Ellie out financially. I don't know the details of this marriage of convenience, but they enter into a marriage of convenience, and Ellie goes home with Andrew for the holidays, only to find out that the woman she fell in love with last year is Andrew's sister. This like fake dating fiasco ensues over the holidays, and this book I've heard such good things about, and I think it's just going to be like a cozy, fun, sapphic holiday romance, so I can't wait to read it. I feel like I want to put this one on the list too, and I want to make sure that I read it before I make that video. Same with Ashford Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake. I have this one somewhere, but I think it's in my work bag or something. I was currently reading this book coming into the month. I've actually already finished it, but this is the second book in Ashley Herring Blake's Bright Fall series. It's like a series of companion books following this group of queer girls who are all friends and have respective romances. This is obviously Astrid's book. Astrid is an interior designer. She gets this opportunity to work on this TV show called Inside America, renovating this local inn in her town. While doing so, she meets Jordan Everwood, who is the granddaughter of the owner of this inn, and her and Jordan butt heads extremely hard, and so we have like a sort of enemies to lovers, forced proximity romance that happens, as well as a bisexual awakening because Astrid is learning later in life that she is queer. And the story was lovely and wonderful, and I'll talk about it more in my wrap up, but it was great. I loved it. Also, I can't forget Count Your Lucky Stars by Alexandra Bellafleur. I really loved Written in the Stars by Alexandra Bellafleur, which is the first book in this like kind of companion series following a group of friends having romances. This is the third book, and it follows Margot, who is the best friend and roommate of one of the girls from the first book, and her enemies to lovers second chance romance with her childhood best friend. So I think there's also some kind of fake dating plot in this book as well. I always love all of these like romance tropes. They never get old to me, so I'm so excited for this one. I'm kind of like a little bit apprehensive of it though, because Written in the Stars was one of my fave romances that I read in 2022, and Hang the Moon was one of the worst, which is the second book in the series. To be fair, that's a hetero couple, so I'm like, hopefully that was why, but we'll see. Hopefully I like this one as much as I liked Written in the Stars. A few more books that I want to read for that video are Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Wilsner. This is a sapphic age gap romance between a girl and her best friend's mom. They have like a hot hookup. They don't realize who each other is until the next day when they end up at the same place with their daughter slash best friend and like are like, oh shit, who did we just hook up with? I know my friend Gabby really liked this one, so I'm excited to check it out. I also want to read The Perks of Loving a Wallflower by Erica Ridley. This is a Regency romance. I don't really know exactly what it's about. Just heard that it's like a light, fun Regency romance. I'm also currently reading No Rings Attached by Rachel Lacey, I think, and this book follows Rosie, who is from the first book, her two best friends as they meet and fall in love. It starts with a fake dating scenario. Naturally, it turns into something much more. I am like halfway through this book and really enjoying it, so we'll see if it ends up on my recommendations list, but it's definitely on my TBR list. And I think those are all the sapphic romances that I'm planning to read this month. I might find a few more here and there that I'm gonna get to, but I don't know. But that's what I have planned for now. What else do we have to talk about? I also really want to read Heated Rivalry and The Long Game by Rachel Reed this month. I was currently reading Heated Rivalry when the month started. This is an enemies to lovers male-male hockey romance between Shane and Ilya, who are painted by the NHL to be like extreme rivals. They genuinely do hate each other at the beginning, but there's this intense sexual chemistry between them, and they start hooking up and things go from there. And it is so sweet and soft, and I love this book so much. It's a reread for me. The Long Game is the sequel, which I haven't read yet, which is why I'm rereading Heated Rivalry, because I originally read it at the end of 2021, so I wanted to be fresh into Shane and Ilya's story. Story to start the long game and like read that one for the first time. And 7 days into the month, I've already finished Heated Revelry, and I'm already started the long game. So this is going well. So these two books will definitely be read this month and were on my TBR. Also, if you watched my 2023 anticipated releases video that I put out last week, a couple days ago, there are 2 books that I am interested in that are coming out in January that I plan to read in January. There's a couple coming out in January, but other ones are coming out on like the 30th and the 31st, so I probably won't get to them in January. So these are the 2 that I'm going to get to in January. One of which is Another Dimension of Us by Mike Albo. This is a YA sci-fi romance involving time travel and dual timelines, and it sounds really interesting. And the other book is One Night in Heartswood by Emma Denny. This is a male-male historical mistaken identity romance between these 2 men who are looking for each other for different reasons and don't realize who they are and end up traveling together and end up falling in love, despite it being like 1300s. I'm a sucker for a queer historical romance, so I'm super excited for this one, and the description makes it sound so good. I think I'm really gonna like this one. Comes out on the 19th, and honestly, can't wait. One of my most anticipated, even though I've like heard nothing about it. And last but not least, I am planning to participate in Kayla from Books and Lala's Buzzwordathon for the year. So the month of January, the theme is life and death, which means the book that you read has to have either the word life or the word death in the title. So I am planning to read You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akweke Emeze. This book follows Faye, who her partner died like 5 years ago and she's still grieving their loss, but her best friend convinces her to like get back out in the dating scene, and she finds somebody, starts up this new relationship, but she can't help but be attracted to his father. I've heard from other reviewers that this book was not what they expected, so I'm interested to go into it and see what I think of it. I've really liked Akweke Emeze's work in the past, so I am super excited for this one, especially because this one seems a little bit more of a romance than what she usually writes, but I'm sure it will still be emotionally devastating to me. I believe that is everything on my TBR currently. There's a couple books that I'm currently reading that I'll probably try and knock out, and to be honest, I've already knocked them out, but they're not on like my official TBR. This is my official TBR. Of course, I think I have 11 books on here that I physically own, and that will be checked off from my own TBR, so that is awesome. Hopefully I will read them all. Yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you so much for watching this bookish monthly reset. Let me know if you really enjoyed this video concept, and I'm planning to keep doing them, but if you hate them, let me know and I won't do them. But I thought it was kind of a fun, interesting way to do a TBR, and I love like planning and sharing plans with everyone, so that's kind of where this video is coming from. I think it's fun, and I think as the year goes, I'll kind of expand, maybe add like a monthly reflection section. I couldn't really do that because I wasn't doing this in December, but next month I might add like a reflection section, which I think will be interesting. And yeah, if there's anything else that you would specifically like to see in this video, let me know in the comments down below too. I am definitely open to constructive criticism and suggestions. And yeah, I think that is everything from me today. So thank you so much for watching this video, for being here, spending time with me. I really appreciate you. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do that down below. You can also like this video. It really helps me out. Every relevant link to if you want to buy any of these books, if you want to follow me on social media, all that's in the description down below. I think that's everything. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.